Welcome to Business Reporter's Best of British campaign. Should publishing and media professionals fear or embrace artificial intelligence? This is what I'm discussing today with Sam Gold, AI lead, and Joanna Levesque, Managing Director at FT Strategies. Joe, Sam, welcome. AI, should we be terrified in the media of the use of AI, or should we be embracing it?
The media is at the forefront, as it has been in previous cycles, at the forefront of the disruption from it. I think it's really important to get in the tent, as it were, and embrace the change. Be both up to date, be able to report coherently on it, and be able to use it to its best advantage. It offers great opportunities. For some people, it will be the commercial opportunities and how they can engage with their audience better. For some people, it will be improving their technology. For some people, it will be different ways of producing content in the newsroom.
Could you tell us a bit about FT Strategies, Joe?
Our genesis is the experience of the FT, but our mission is to support the publishing ecosystem and help get to a sustainable revenue position. And our consulting work follows through to help our publishers achieve that purpose.
And if you look at the nitty-gritty of a newsroom, these are very fast-paced environments. There are real challenges for the implementation and adoption of AI in those environments.
It's really difficult to manage change while you're running the ship at the same time, isn't it? So we do work with some partners who, when we've got past the sort of the use case piece and we've identified what the right thing is to do. So, for example, in a newsroom, if there's an opportunity to increase some efficiency by content tagging, for example, which helps that fast pace, or if there's an opportunity to ask chatbot to look at the archives, for example, to help audiences, we work with a set of partners who we know have the right tools that can be implemented alongside that fast pace and reduce the requirement of the publisher to really sort of do lots of work themselves.
Real value comes from AI that augments and not replaces. Expand on that, please, Sam.
Although AI is very good at some tasks, it's very difficult to automate an entire person's role, even if someone wanted to try to do that. Full automation and replacement is just not what we're seeing as viable and as the top priority for companies right now. And so focus has naturally shifted onto augmentation. There is a real opportunity actually to add value through these models and tools to innovate on the way that a story is being told. We're seeing a big focus right now on engagement through different formats. So taking an article which maybe historically is written in a certain text-based format and transforming that into multimedia content and short form content and maybe data-driven, more visual content. And these are not things where a human can be removed from the process. You still need that person to be orchestrating these tools, but they're very much augmented by the tools which they now have at their disposal.
Have you noticed any trends that FT Strategies can help with?
We've definitely seen some clear trends in the types of use cases and applications that our clients are pursuing. We have the benefit of being able to work with publishers from across the world. We work with our partners at the Google News Initiative on scaled programs, helping a very diverse range of publishers and broadcasters from all different geographies. Through all of this work, we've gained a really comprehensive bird's eye perspective over the trends in the industry, particularly on AI adoption. And one thing that we've seen recently is a very noticeable shift into maybe two particular areas of AI usage. The specific areas that we've seen recently with some of the companies that we are helping to design and build the solutions are working with structured and unstructured data sets that typically require a slightly more technical skill set in the newsroom to do that data-driven journalism. So we have helped companies to write their prompts and stitch them together, and essentially what they're doing is pushing in a feed of articles and data sets, using the LLMs to interrogate that information and pulling out things like very structured metrics that they can then use to generate some infographics and charts, or pulling out, in some cases, locations and coordinates, and using that to drive maps and visualizations for broadcast. And these are some really innovative, I think, applications of the generative AI when thinking about that end user engagement. And the second trend that we're seeing, again, enabled by the capabilities of the models and the ability of these companies to work on more and more complex applications, is the AI agents theme. This company that we're working with, they have taken a set of prompts and stitched them together and connected in all different data sets and access to different systems. And what they're left with is an AI agent who is in contact with a journalist through, in this case, Slack as their communication interface, and it can monitor for potentially emerging stories. It can classify, is this an interesting story to report on? It can decide to push ahead and try to draft an article, and all along the chain it can reach out to the human and ask for help if it gets lost, if it doesn't know what it's writing about, etc. So we're just starting to see applications of AI agents kind of hit the conversations around AI, but it's been really exciting to be at the forefront of really developing what a real AI agent could be.
You do work with a wide range of media organisations around the world. How does FT Strategies typically support them? We've talked a lot about, the future of AI in media, especially when it comes to navigating that change and building sustainable business models, because it's got to work, hasn't it?
We've now worked with several hundred publishers across the world, actually, and typically we help them think through how to future-proof their business. It's sort of with four kind of lenses, I suppose. One is from the strategic lens, so sort of thinking about where the growth is coming from or where the threats are coming from. We then help them very, specifically put in place new revenue streams or optimise the revenue streams that they've got. So if they wish to launch subscriptions, for example, if they're looking at events or wanting to optimise advertising or other types of revenue-making capabilities, we really work with them on that. And we very much bring the FT experience, but also our learnt experience from the work that we're doing. We get right into the detail of operational transformation and sort of really help them make those strategies come to life. And sometimes that is through very specific newsroom transformation, actually. So in the examples that we've been talking about with AI, that's really about how the technology change can help them optimise their operations and what they need to do to change. Finally, I suppose we think a little bit about what data and what other technology they might need in order to sort of future-proof their whole operation. Thinking, as you were saying, Sam, a little bit with this longer-term lens of what is going to happen and how do they think long-term into the future.
Exciting times.
Indeed.
Thank you both.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.